To add the content div tag and define its CSS roles, page 59 in your tutorial. One way to create a consistent look for a website is to include a heading or other text in the same style and place on each page. To achieve this consistency, add a region for the text content to the template and then specify the style and placement properties in the style sheet. Because each page in the gallery site will include content such as heading or other text below the logo and navigation regions, you can add a content region to the template. On the opening page, the content region displays welcome text, but other pages will display different content. For now, you insert the content region with placeholder text and specify the style properties for the region. One new property to enter is padding, which specifies the amount of space between the text and its border. The following steps define the CSS rules for the .content class. Step 1. If necessary, scroll right and then click the right of the .image div within the document to move the insertion point to the div.container element. Here is our image div, so click directly to the right of that black space. Click the Insert Div Tag button on the insert bar to display the Insert Div Tag dialog box. In the class text box, type content to name the div tag. Click the new CSS rule button to display the new CSS rule dialog box for adding a new CSS rule that defines the content class. Refer to figure 2-31. Step 2. Click the OK button to add the .content selector to the layout.css style sheet and display the CSS rule definition for .content in layout.css dialog box. Click the Font Family box arrow and then click Arial Helvetica Sans Serif to set the font family. Click the Font Size box arrow. Click 12. Click the PX button and then click PT to change the units to PT and the font size to 12 points. Click the color text box and then type #000 to change the background color of the .content region to black. Refer to figure 2-32. Step 3 on page 61. Click the Apply button to apply the type settings. Click the box in the category list to display the box options. Click the Width text box and then type 800 to set the width of the .content region. Click the Float box arrow and then click left to set the value of the float property. Click Same for All in the padding section to remove the checkmark from the Same for All checkbox. Click the top text box in the padding section. Type 10. Click the PX button and then click PT to change the units to point and set the top padding to 10 points above the text. Click the bottom text box in the padding section. Type 10. Click the PX button and then click PT to change the unit to PT and set the bottom padding. Click the Same for All in the margin section to remove the checkmark from the Same for All checkbox. Click the top box in the margin section. Type 10. Click the PX button and then click PT to change the units to PT and set the top margin to 10 points. Click the bottom text box in the margin section. Type 10. Click the PX button and then click PT to change the units to PT and set the bottom margin. Refer to figure 2-33. Step 4. Click the Apply button to apply the box settings. Click Border in the category list to display the border options. Click Same for All in the Style section to remove the check mark from the Same for All checkbox. Click the top box arrow, click Solid, click the bottom box arrow, and then click Solid to select a solid style for the top and bottom borders. Click the Same for All in the Width section to remove the check mark from the Same for All checkbox. Click the top box arrow, click Medium, click the bottom box arrow, and then click Medium to select a medium width for the top and bottom borders. Click the Same for All in the Color section to remove the check mark from the Same for All checkbox. Click the top text box, type #000 to set the color of the top and bottom borders to black. Refer to figure 2-34. Don't forget to set the bottom color. Step 5, page 63. Click the Apply button to apply the CSS rule for the .content class within the layout.css style sheet. Click the OK button in the CSS rule dialog box to define the CSS rule for the content class. Click the OK button in the Insert Div Tag dialog box to close the Insert Div Tag dialog box and display the new content region. Refer to figure 2-35. Click the Save button on the Standards toolbar to save your work.